Hola everyone, my name is Karla Solórzano and today we're talking about the Catholic ceremony. And with me are my former clients, Jenny and Marlon. Hola Jenny, hola Marlon, welcome, bienvenidos.
Hola Carla.
Hi, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, y ustedes. I am so happy to have you guys here. It's been so long.
I know, it's been 1 year.
Yeah,
one year. Yeah, you guys. So they were my clients. So the reason I'm bringing them today is because they did a Catholic ceremony, but also combined some Western elements on the reception. So today we're talking about traditions, and that's amazing, and I love that. So as I said, they were my clients. I already know this story, but I want everybody to know, how do you guys met?
Well, we met in 2016.
Okay.
Our parents were childhood friends. They grew up together.
Okay.
They are reunited here in LA after 50 years. And then we started visiting more often. We became friends. And I asked her for a date and she said yes. And we've been together since then.
Wow, and here we are.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He just showed up at my door, just
Yep.
like my mom. You know, in Latino culture, everyone's like, oh, so you need to go out, Jenny. You need to go out and date. No one's going to come knocking on your door. Well, let me tell you, he knocked on my door.
You guys, my mom tells me that because I'm single, right? So my mom tells me that. Mom, are you watching? See, it's possible.
Yeah, you never know.
It's true. You never know. It could happen.
Yeah.
I love it. And then you both were from the grew up Catholic, right?
Yes.
That is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so you had that faith in you. So I'm sure when you were getting ready to get married, it was a no-brainer to do a Catholic ceremony. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, I know it was more important for Marlon. I'll be honest, I was probably the less Catholic one in the relationship, but I know that it was very important to him. So, and his family, because they're very religious.
Mm-hmm.
So I started going to church a lot more, and we started preparing to have a Catholic church wedding.
Okay. And how was that thought process or that reason or that preparation for you to go and do a Catholic ceremony?
Well, after discussing and knowing that that is exactly what we wanted, as opposed to going to a venue and just doing the officiant, have a 15-minute ceremony, I could tell it's not what Marlon wanted. He wasn't very comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. So we went to a priest and we let him know that we were interested in having a Catholic ceremony, and we interviewed with the priest. We actually started doing counseling with him, and we found a priest who was quite liberal in the aspect that it wasn't so
conservative.
It wasn't very conservative. That's correct. We had a lot of questions for him. So, okay, my Spanish isn't the best, and I know the Our Father. You know, I know it in English. I don't know it in Spanish. And he was like, you say it in English. So he was very comforting.
That's
and
awesome.
When it came to counseling, completely, because I'm just like, I'm planning a wedding and now I have to know all my prayers in Spanish. It adds more tension.
Yeah.
And I think he eased all of my tension completely by saying, you do what you know, and to me, it's fine. Yeah. And then counseling, what did he do? He also...
Yeah, we did everything in 1 day.
Yeah.
The whole day.
1 day, 6 hours. And I'll tell you what, we thought we were, oh my gosh, 6 hours. It feels like forever.
Yeah, we were like, oh God.
I know, so long.
We were very surprised. He was just very thoughtful in his counseling. At one point, he did interview us separately, which I know that's something you have to do in the Catholic Church. And I know that he was just really wondering, are these two ready for marriage? And I really appreciated all of his intake. I think that he's very modern. And so he kind of clicked with us because we are a very modern couple, yet very traditional.
Right,
because
I know.
Very traditional. Because obviously Marlon did mention our parents did reunite after 50 years or so. We're talking about they grew up in El Salvador and didn't know that they lived here in the US for about 20 years or so. So we actually met as grown-ups, right? So you can imagine my family is very traditional, just as his family. And to have
the same traditions.
They do. Yeah. And to have a priest that's a bit more liberal and modern at the same time, those 6 hours flew, Karla. It didn't even feel like wedding counseling. It was actually so much fun. I was like this. And it was just constant talking. I don't know. I thought it was great.
That's good. That's important, because sometimes it's like blah 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 blah, like the from Snoopy. You're like, Dios mío. So I love that it was interesting, and I also love that he gave you that comfort, Jenny, like telling you, like, you don't know the prayers in Spanish, it's okay. Dilas en inglés, like it's totally fine. I love that, because sometimes that is true. It adds so much pressure, like, oh my God, you know, my wedding planning is so much work, and now this, like, what? I will be, I will go crazy. I love that. So when, so as you guys said, you know, you grew up here, but you also have your Catholic faith, but also have, you know, you're from El Salvador, so you have Western, Latino, Catholic, all these traditions and all mixed are important for you, right? So I know on your ceremony and your reception, you mix Western with Latinx or Latino. Why was it important for you to keep elements from both traditions being part of your wedding?
Well, I think that when people think of a wedding, they think right away, oh, the wedding cake, the first dance. And so you're used to that and accustomed to that. You want that too in your own wedding. Yeah. So Marlon and I were actually thinking of the cake cutting, the first dance. I decided not to do the garter toss. Didn't feel very comfortable. Again, I think it's more of my conservative side, perhaps.
I approve.
Yeah. I well, you know, for me, it just wasn't very comfortable. And I told him, I said, how about we just do the bouquet toss? And I feel like you go to a wedding and there isn't a bouquet toss. When I remember going to weddings and you're single, you're excited, right? So it was very important to have that. And the Latin traditions, it was a must. With las Arras, the wedding coins, that was a family heirloom in our family, in our ceremony. And Marlon can tell you more about that.
Yeah, those coins, they're kind of a wedding tradition passing down from generations of my family.
Wow.
My mom and my grandmother started collecting those coins since I was a kid. And a few days before the wedding, my mom dipped those coins in gold. Wow. And those coins don't exist anymore.
No.
So they're kind of rare.
I love that. See, I didn't know that part. I love it. So of course it was so important for you guys to have that as part of your ceremony.
Yes.
Absolutely. So when his mom told me that, I almost cried. So she told me that when he was a newborn, she said, I'm going to start collecting these coins. And it's a big tradition in the Latin culture overall to have these ceremonial coins. And it's part of the Catholic Church too. So as a lot of people know, it's 13 coins. It's 12 coins representing the 12 apostles, as well as one coin for each month, right? And the 13th coin represents abundance as well. So I just feel like that's kind of what's happening now. We have these coins that were given to us, blessed by the priest, And then Marlon, as the groom, gives them to his wife, gave them to me as a promise of taking care of our family, making sure that there would be abundance. And with me accepting them is accepting him as, okay, you're going to be a caretaker as well, and we're going to take care of our home, our finances together. And I'll be honest, with COVID right now, that abundance, it reminds you, okay, if you do have a little bit and you can help someone in need, you should be doing that. And that is a blessing right now that we can do that at this moment.
I love it. It's true. And it's so, to me, it's interesting that sometimes, you know, like we go through generations and we forget that each thing during your ceremony, and even on Western weddings, everything has a meaning. You know, the cake cutting means something. The bouquet toss means something. You know, as sometimes couples do these weddings, it's all about the party. But think about the meaning, you know, this union, everything, all those things you're doing has specific meaning. And I love that you told everyone about, excuse me, about the coins and their meaning, which is, I love it. It's wonderful. So you guys in the ceremony, you had your El Padrino de las Arras, and you have Padrino de Lazo también, right? If I recall correctly. That's a lot of padrinos, or godfathers. Is that correct? Yeah, godfathers, English. So how was that selection process? Of course, you have a lot of friends, but you have to pick, you know, you have to pick who's going to bring that during the ceremony. How was that?
Well, it wasn't that hard. I mean, we knew we had to choose representation of both families.
Right.
Couples that were married for a long time and could be an example for us.
Exactly.
Yes. And so we really thought about, okay, who has been married the longest in our family? Who would be the best example? And we chose marriages that have been strong. And again, always thinking representation. Okay, Marlon, who are you choosing from your side? Who am I choosing from mine? And you know, Santiago and Nori were our godparents of Los Padrinos de Honor. And we chose them because Santiago is one of the main reasons why we met.
Yeah, it was his fault.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, that reunion that took place in my house was mainly because Santiago too is a childhood friend. And he's like, oh, I want to meet up with Alba Luz, who is my mother-in-law. And my father was like, I haven't seen her in years. Let's make this happen. So it was an honor for them to be chosen as padrinos. And also in El Salvador,
they don't have to pay for anything. You know, we take care of everything. In El Salvador, they don't pay for wedding, for cake, or that kind of thing.
So there are different cultures. I know Latino cultures are very different in when it comes to weddings. And for us Salvadorians, we made it very clear. We're asking you to be our wedding godparent, but you need to know that we're paying for our wedding. And we just want you there in representation and as basically a representative. And it's mainly, you're letting God know. You're going to advise us. You're going to walk us through the ceremony and the wedding process. And that's what each and every one of them were told. So that was also very important. I think that's why, too, it was very easy to choose our padrinos because it's not like we told them, hey, I'd love for you to be my wedding godparent, but you're also going to be a sponsor. And this is what we would like for you to gift us. It wasn't like that.
Right.
So that's why I think it was also very easy for us.
Yeah, that's good. It's all about the meaning, right? I love it.
Correct.
I love it. Yeah. So now with COVID, you know, and then with everything that's happening, there's still, you know, a Catholic couples out there, but there are some limitations also. So maybe you can give us some advice about that, but also overall, what advice would you give couples that want to do the same as you guys?
Well, think about your family, think about your friends. Are you going to have a church wedding far away from the reception hall? Those are some of the things that I think that you should think about. And I know it's your wedding, but also think about your loved ones. Are you really going to have your Tia Berta drive from, let's say, Santa Monica to La Cañada Thursday Club?
Right.
You know, there are two different areas. We're talking about driving from the west side all the way out to the valley in LA traffic on a Saturday. So those are some of the things that I think that I would advise people to think about. How far away is the church from the reception hall? Where are they coming from? Where's everyone coming from? And
try to choose the church and the venue a little bit closer.
So yeah,
and be running.
Yeah, driving so much. Yeah, sure. Good point. Excellent point.
And then also, Catholic church wedding, you have to, bride and groom have to interview with the priest. Some ask questions, ask the parish, what do they want? So we had to put in a bunch of documentation. So do you have all your documentation? Can you get that? So can you imagine for us, we knew we wanted a church wedding, and
all my documentation was in El Salvador. So
do you need time?
You need time to do all that
over there and then send it here. Yeah,
correct. Who's going to run those errands for you, or how easy is it going to get if your documentation is in a different country? Or do you have everything that the church requires? Do you still need to do your first communion, or do you need confirmation? So many things to think about. Some churches also require the bridal party to be Catholic or married. So again, so much to think about. How important is it for you to have that church wedding, and are you prepared? And how much preparation do you need? And also your parish, how liberal are they? Or how aggressive is it going to be for the preparation? Meaning, are they very conservative where you need to do marriage counseling for 6 months or more? Is a retreat something that has to happen? So just that, those are kind of our advice. Think about what it is that you really want and how prepared are you going to be.
Yeah, that's so important. And it's so different now that you mention it. It's true. I forgot about that because I'm also that Catholic person that I don't go to church really. But I have my communion, my confirmation, like all of them. And I do remember that for each step, I had to find the certificate from the previous one. And it's like, Mom, where's my communion thing? And like, I don't know, like looking for it. Yeah.
I was like that. My mom and I were like, where is that?
We don't even think about it. Yeah, it's true. And it's not like, like here you go to the city hall with your ID, like we're going to get married, fill out this form, done. No, it's a lot of steps and things you need to get done. It's so true. So yeah, excellent point, you guys. You guys need time for
and then also,
go ahead.
Sorry, and then also I just thought about COVID too. And recently I read that some churches are actually, I think that because of COVID, things are changing. So couples out there, you might even think of possibly finding that wonderful venue and bringing the church ceremony to that venue outdoors. Because of COVID. And I think it's the best time perhaps right now where some churches, not all, might be able to do an exception for you. And that's also quite nice to find a beautiful venue that you love, and you can have the ceremony,
everything in the same place.
Correct. Ceremony and reception at the same place. Because another thing to think about is sometimes you have a church wedding, and we've been to church weddings where you go to the church, you go to the mass, and there's like 15 people only, but everyone goes to the party.
Yeah.
So if you have your church ceremony at the same place as the venue where the reception's taking place, you have a full mass. And I think that's something else to think about too.
Yeah, yeah. And I think also now, like thinking about it, you know, there are people that they're not used to that, right? That they think ceremony, 15 minutes done. No, this is a full mass, a full 45 to 1 hour.
That's correct.
But, you know, you guys learned something new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also advice is just have fun. Have fun.
Yes.
Enjoy your wedding.
Enjoy your day. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Call Karla and don't worry about it.
That's right. Thank you very much. It was amazing. You know, Karla, you work so hard and you care so much about what you do. And we overthought it so much. At one point, we were stressing out a bit, but everything was almost perfection.
Yeah, you were all over the place.
Just
Yeah.
definitely get Karla involved in your wedding. She cares. She works so hard, and it means a world. I already told you, you were like our angel that day.
Oh, thank you. Guys, I didn't pay you to say that. I didn't pay them. This is really them saying that, okay? This is wasn't prepared. Thank
We're
you.
being honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, you were amazing.
This was the talk in the office. I was getting married and everyone was talking, and I was like, well, I have a day of coordinator because that's what we hired. If we could have afforded, we could have definitely done you as a wedding planner. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine, really, because it's really something that's needed, and I think couples don't think about that.
Yeah.
Budget that in. It is so important. It means a world of a difference. I think that my nerves got calmed down towards the that week of the wedding because I knew you were in charge. I didn't have all this pressure, neither did Marlon. Day of the wedding, my mom, his mom, no one was getting bombarded with questions.
No.
You were in charge and
Yeah.
you knew everything. And so I think that's more advice too. If you can, please budget in a wedding planner or day of coordination because it makes a world of a difference.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's true. It's true. And it's so true that you also say sometimes, you know, couples don't think about it, but and I actually put a video on my Instagram yesterday about this. You know, if you cannot afford a planner, at least hire a coordinator, you know, because we'll take care of everything the day of. The idea is you put so much time and money onto your wedding that you need to enjoy it. It still goes like a blur. It's like gone, right? It goes by so fast. But if you have someone in charge, then you're focusing on enjoying, you know, dancing, having fun with your guests, spending time with your guests, maybe some those family members you haven't seen in quite a long time. And we take care of everything, the questions, everything. And also another important thing, in your cases, Guy, that your parents and or the family speak Spanish, sorry, we met for the rehearsal. And I think that also, you know, made everybody to feel a little bit more at ease, knowing that I was going to be there and I also speak Spanish, no sé por qué lo digo en pasado. Well, because the wedding already happened, duh. So anyway, so that's also important. You know, sometimes couples say like, oh, I don't need a rehearsal, we're fine.
But you do.
But you do, because you get to meet everybody, and everybody is easier, the ceremony on that day, because everybody knows already what they're doing. So anyways, I went a little bit out of track, but I think those things are very important. Is there anything else you guys want to add? This was great.
And I think that's really it.
I think that's it.
Amazing. I love it. But I do have 2 more questions. And I want each of you to answer separately because, you know, I need to know. I know, but, you know, let's make it fun. So what's your favorite food? The favorite food of all?
Pizza.
Yeah, for her, pizza.
And for you, Marlon?
Pasta.
Pasta. Like any sauce? tomate, like anything? Or
any kind of pasta.
Any?
Yeah,
Okay.
cualquiera.
Yeah, I'm also, yeah, I'm gluten-free now, but I still have my gluten-free pasta, my gluten-free pizza because they're a must.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we
Oh,
do.
great. Yeah, perfect. And there's some good stuff out there. How about your favorite drink, cocktail?
Margarita.
I knew that.
I wonder why.
I don't
I've been
know.
learning to do margaritas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it yours too, Marlon? Margaritas, your favorite?
Yes, but I prefer michelada.
Micheladas. Okay, I'm not too big on the michelada thing. I think I'm getting the tomato, clamato thing. It's like,
Yeah, oh, I love clamato.
Me neither.
yeah, no, I am with Jenny. Next time we see each other, I'll drink the margarita with her. You drink your michelada. We're
That's right.
Okay, margarita for both of you.
Yes.
Yeah, quarantine. What can I say?
I know.
Become a mixologist, so it's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
that's amazing. I love it. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much for your time and for agreeing on being here. I think this was super helpful for those people that aren't sure if they want to do, you know, a mixed Western / Catholic / Latinx wedding, but it's fun. It's fun. I think your event flow was great because, you know, the things that were incorporated were like at the beginning and then at the end. Also, the DJ was great with the music. You know, there's so many things that can be done to feel, you know, the families and also the guests, because you guys had guests that are not Latinos at all. And everybody was dancing, you know, it was so much fun. So there are ways to make everybody feel welcome to a hybrid.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a mix of everything.
Yeah, it was great. Let's repeat.
Yay, I would love to.
Well,
I know, right? So much
Do I
fun.
fit into the dress?
It's been a year and you look exactly the same. So I wish you all the best. We definitely need to see each other and catch up soon, hopefully.
Sure. Earth Cafe?
What's that?
Earth Cafe?
Earth, yes, you guys love it. Yeah, let's do it. So anyways, have a great rest of your week and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Karla.
Take care, Karla.
It was a pleasure.
Gracias for tuning in. If this video was valuable for you, make sure to like and comment below. And of course, subscribe. See you next time. Bye.